Hey?
Are you tired?
Yeah, I think I might.
A bit more bits, but not much.
Okay.
There's probably about 10k girth and another 5 of bitumen, and then it's all dirt.
We might, I'll just leave them as they are for now and I'll see how we go on it. The dirt starts. Out in the outback roads of Australia, taking in the scenery, enjoying the camaraderie of 3 guys out in their motorbikes for about 10 days. On this trip there was myself, Steve, and Neil. Our plan was to do the 3 corners: Cameron Corner, Popal Corner and Haddon Corner. It didn't turn out quite that way in the end. We didn't get to Popal. The sand going across the Simpson Desert was way too soft for a big adventure bike like ours, and so we only did Cameron Corner and Haddon Corner on the way back. The roads we travelled on were spectacular. Some were hard packed dirt that you could go at highway speeds on. Others were rough, rutted, deep sand that made for quite an adventure. There is so much to see in outback Australia. Different colours, different vegetation, and the deserts are just spectacular. So sit back, enjoy the view, and take in the scenery of outback Australia. Well, this morning I've left Gravesville, or actually it's Gravesend, keep calling it Gravesville. I'm coming down the Gravesville Road. It's pretty remote country out here, but it's lovely at the same time. It's quite chilly.
Well, I'm at a little place called Millie, which is about 30-40 kilometres west of Gurley in the Newell Highway. And I've come to this memorial for a fellow by the name of James Daniel Duff, and he was a trooper, and obviously must have been a quite important fellow for the area here to get the kind of monument that he got. But we're on the western side of the Newell Highway now, and out into the open flat country. All the mountains are back there behind me, so there's going to be no more mountains heading west. Going to be a interesting ride. I've just been poking along at about 80 to 90 kilometres an hour because it's not really safe to go any quicker than that. Anyway, we'll press on. Okay, just going to come and show you something that's quite interesting to this area. There are these big long walls here are actually irrigation channels. I'm going to see if I can actually climb this wall. Might be a bit steeper, but I'll give it a shot. It's quite flat here. Black soil. I tell you, if it was wet, you wouldn't be doing this. Okay, this one's just a dam. It's not an irrigation channel. But for the irrigation of the cotton through this area here, they actually have these irrigation channels very similar to this all the way through the area. And I just brought my camera up here, but it's down there on the bike. Anyway, got a lot of water in there. Could be a big dam which is full. Okay, good morning. We're in Burke at the moment and we're going to be waiting on Steve to turn up at about lunchtime today, so I'm just going to go for a wander around Burke and have a bit of a look. Just leaving the port of Burke pub now. Here's the pub we stayed last night.
Play with the compression here, this upside down rocker arm, the exhaust valve, get the speed of that 6-ton flywheel going, and then I'll let that down, it'll compress, combust, and fire. There's no, what do you call them that start engines? Diesel engine, spark plugs. What about a diesel? Glow plugs? None, it only fires under compression. Yeah, no, we're not allowed to use that. So it doesn't run on full oil anymore. We got that mixed with diesel fuel, so she's a 60-40 mix. So it helps us start it. Ready when you are, Rob?
On his GS. Neil, you remember on the last outback trip I did, Neil had his GS as well, so there'll be 2 GSs coming with me on this trip. We're all going together, and you know, 2 terms of big bike adventures, I've got two Travellers.
Hey?
Are you tired?
Yeah, I think I might.
A bit more bits, but not much.
Okay.
Probably about 10k dirt, then another 5 of bitumen, and then it's all dirt.
I'll just leave them as they are for now and I'll see how we go on it. The dirt starts. Yeah, we're going to let them down a bit.
Yeah, I'd say he's going with a... I did wonder. I did wonder. Bike won't stop. Electronic issues. What it's done is just gone, holy shit, there's a Honda here. Now, fuck, what am I going to do? I'm sure it's only a... just need to be reset or some way, you know, I don't know. I'm just looking for the BMW helicopter hovering around to see whether or not there's any engineers handy.
Once you're moving, but shit, till we got some speed up, fuck.
Yeah. She's all over the place. Well, I'm only run 20 on mine and it was still all over the road, but you know, really? You can power through it though. Yeah. Gee, that thing barks, doesn't it?
Well, we've just hit the dirt section of road to Wanaring and it's as soft as shit. I don't know if I've recorded or not. I think it might have been on the wrong setting on the video, but we've just dropped the tyre pressures to 25 in the front and 30 in the rear. It was fucking scary, I can tell you. Bloody thing was going all over the place. But anyway, we'll see how we go from here. We've unfortunately had a couple of caravans get ahead of us, and that means we're going to be catching up to their dust, and the dust's pretty prolific. I've also had a first issue with my beamer. For some reason it wouldn't switch on, wouldn't actually switch off, but turn it off now. Yeah, now it's working now. I just couldn't switch it off before. So you've got to get so much speed up to make these things work, and it's a bit disconcerting when the bike starts moving all over the place. You can see how soft you can almost see how soft it is. Going to have a red light flashing now because I've got How you travelling?
Sorry?
How you travelling? Good? You going okay?
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm just hanging back.
I just got to adjust my balaclava. It's dropping down over my eyes and driving me nuts.
The bike stop alright?
Yeah, it is. Tyre pressures have made a big difference, and it's what they say. You got to keep your momentum up.
Yeah.
It is a bit of a... must admit, it is a bit of a worry when it gets really out of shape on you. That's a new experience. You can head off ahead if you like.
Yeah, righto. Well, we're not far away now, only...
I think we're about... well, the last sign that we went past was 90 k's to 1 Airing.
We're only about 50 out now.
Yeah. I think we're probably more than that.
50, 60.
But so far so good.
Yeah, no. Alright. Just, I'll wait for you when we get to the bitumen.
What's that?
I'll wait for the bitumen when...
Righto.
I'll wait for you at the bitumen.
No worries, mate.
booked.
Welcome to Wanaring.
Yeah, with the Westin Wanaring. Let's go check in.
Oh dear.
Right. Ben, did you see that? Hey Ben, how you going, mate? How you going? Just gonna go check into the Westin Wanaring. I saw the key, didn't he? I saw it. I just had a look at your squad about half an hour ago. Oh, he wasn't too far away. No, I saw you down near the server. I think you were watching this activity on the court. Oh no, I think one of them needs lost the bolt out or something like that. Okay. And that fella there is with them. He's going back looking for the bolt. And he saw it, because no one said anything. Ben, this is Barry. How you going, Barry?
How are you, mate?
Yeah, good, mate.
How are you? What's your name?
Ben.
Ben. How are you, Ben?
This is Ben. This is the owner of Wanaring. The mayor.
The mayor of Wanaring, are we?
Anyone put their hand up for that, will they?
Where to today, mate?
Off to Wanaring today, Stevie.
Really?
Yep.
I thought we were going to Tibooburra.
That's right. We've got to leave Wanaring and then go to Tibooburra.
Trick question.
It was. Great day, looking forward to it.
Yeah. Look at that weather.
I'm just going to wander over the field. Well, we're about 100 kilometres in along the Tibooburra Road. Everything's been going great. We've got this beautiful red soil country everywhere. Roads in really good condition. We just stopped here to have a bit of a drink and a regroup and have a chat about how the ride's been going. Been going brilliant. Bike's performing really, really well. Loving it out here. Hey Steve! Good country out here, mate.
How good is this?
It's perfect.
This is
brilliant. Doesn't get any better than this.
Bikes are going great. Just weather's perfect. What have we got? 15
Yeah, I know.
15 degrees. Look at it.
I know. Perfect. Blue skies to the horizon. Unbelievable.
Oh, what's this puffy thing?
Well, we are out back of Burke,
Yeah.
so it's appropriate.
And we did have beer at the Outback
We
here.
did, at the Wanaring pub.
Well, we had a few beers actually.
Alright, saddle up.
Let's go.
Well, I've stopped at, well, it looks like an empty dam, but it looks also like it could be part of a little salt flat. I don't really know. But it's been so interesting running across from Wanaring to Tibooburra this morning. I mean, look at the weather, it's just beautiful. The road, I can't believe how smooth it is. I don't know if this is the beginning of the bitumen section into Tibooburra or whether or not it's just a small section of the dirt that's been sealed. Coming along through here, I mean, a lot of people would say it's, you know, featureless land and boring, but I reckon it's just gorgeous. It just keeps changing all the time. We've actually got sand dunes here that we're going over, but we've got so much vegetation on there, very well packed in. The road's been obviously made for oil and gas supply. Past it here in a while, but one of the challenges of riding out in this country is that you can become separated. I stopped to take some photos a while back and Steve obviously wondered where I'd got to and had turned around and started to head back. And now I'm in the same situation. I've stopped there to just get some footage of Steve riding past, but I've been here for about 5 minutes now. And so you begin to wonder as to whether or not he's had bike troubles, got a flat, come off. You're not too sure what to think. But I think I've waited long enough to think it's probably a good idea to go back and just check where he is, because I've got plenty of fuel to do it. So I'm going to continue back and have a look where he is. This looks like Steve coming along here now. Yeah, there goes a couple of emus. He's coming at quite a relaxed pace by the look of it. Now there's some fire with you. Yep, kangaroos running in front of him. Yeah, got his car there, still coming. Good Lord, look at that. And more. And even more still. He's going pretty slow.
Let me just say, I didn't die.
Good.
I just killed 2 roos.
Oh, okay.
So, just...
What, just hit them?
Yeah.
There?
Yeah, full noise. 2 of them, boom, and the bike's up in the air, and it was just after I turned the cameras off.
Ah.
So, the bike's a bit beat up. I'm just nursing because I'm just checking my left radiator took a bit of a hit, so
Oh, okay.
I'm just nursing it, watching the temperature to make sure. I couldn't find the bits and pieces. Cut one of them in half.
Shit.
There's guts. I've got shit all over my bike from his intestines.
No.
Broke my front fork protector.
Oh, bloody hell.
Broke up the whole side cowling here.
Yeah, right.
So I just gonna nurse it into Tibooburra, and
Okay.
you just saw all that then, right?
Oh, yeah, I just saw all that. I got all that on film here.
Yep. So, how far did you get?
Look at the size of this fella over here behind you.
Yeah. Yeah, big western red.
There was about bloody 10 or 12 of them just went across here, and a couple of emus as well.
Yeah, I was watching them. Oh no, I just came over one of those cattle grids, and they were just sitting down in the, because they were grey ones, in that white rock on the side of the road.
Oh, okay.
And I didn't see them until they started to move.
Yeah.
And all I could do was hold on. And
Yeah.
I didn't. You're not supposed to brake anyway, they reckon, because it unsettles the bike. They reckon just keep the power on. I didn't even have time to think to do that.
Yeah.
It's just boom, and the whole bike's just started. I'm going, don't die.
Yeah.
But
Not a good spot to do it.
Kinetic energy, front wheel came back down, but I just stopped and took a heap of pictures for the insurance company, and
Yeah, no, I just stopped back there because I've been slowing down, waiting for you to sort of catch up, and I went, man, I'll turn around. I waited just to see, like, do a drive-by, and after 5 minutes ago, it's taking a bit long.
yeah.
So I'd come back and have a look.
I just went.
So there's no coolant loss or anything like that?
Oh, it doesn't appear to be. But my left fork protector's hanging off, so we'll have to do something about that.
Yeah, okay. I've got some cable ties in the back here, so...
Yeah. Oh, I think it should be right. Well, let's.
And I bought some duct tape too, so we can tape anything up if need to be.
Yeah. So, well, yeah, I've got plenty of that.
All right, I'll follow you. They're still crossing the road up there. Look at them.
No, this is why you don't.
Just have a look in your mirror.
Yep.
Road's covered in them.
Yeah.
Jeez, they're thick with them.
Well, that's what it's like going to be going through Stewart Desert National Park, because the National Park's no shooting, so they're just taken over.
Alright.
Do you think, hang on, do you think I should cable
Yeah, I can see that,
yeah. Until we get to town?
Yeah, she's cracked at the bottom.
Yeah, and the side.
Alright.
See the fur on my guard? Oh, it might have blown off by now.
Yeah.
But yeah, I tell you, these engine bars.
Yeah, you can see bits of bloody fur on the fairing there.
Yeah, I know. Just.
Alright. Done well, mate. Have to come off. Well, that's the road to Winaring that we've just come down. We just joined the Tibooburra Road. As I say, we're only 26 k's out of Tibooburra on the cut line and 208 kilometres out of Winaring. Steve's had Steve's had an altercation with a couple of kangaroos, and the Africa Twins sustained a little bit of damage. And that's him, you can see right off there in the distance heading off. But we're going to go and see if we can tape a few things back up when we get into Tibooburra. So we've actually made really good time because it's only just gone midday now. unbelievable. I don't know if this camera is going to do it justice, but I mean the sunset is fantastic. I'm just going to pan around here now. You can see the shadows are lengthening over the grounds. And the rocky outcrops here are quite spectacular. It's just a unique place. Today's been pure awesomeness. We left Winaring this morning fairly early and rode up here to Tibooburra. This afternoon we've done a run out what they call the loop road, which does about a 100k loop back from starting from Tibooburra and coming back into Tibooburra again. And it goes through the Sturt Stony Desert in the Sturt National Park, and it is friggin' awesome. Hard to describe just how pretty the country is out here. It changes around every bend. There's rocky outcrops like we are here on top of what they call Sunset Lookout, just out of Tibooburra. Tibooburra is just behind the camera there. And the view from up here is just unbelievable. It just, I don't know how far it is to each horizon, but as far as you can see to the horizon on that side, and as far as you can see to the horizon on that side, they say it's something like 15 kilometres at sea level, but we're a lot higher than sea level here, so it's got to be a lot more than that. I'd say it's 50 kilometres in that direction, another 50 kilometres in that direction. And you can just see the sunset now just as it goes over the plateaus. I don't know if this camera is going to show that, but it is just utterly awesome. Just beautiful beyond belief. And it'd be a harsh place to live out here, and I certainly wouldn't want to live out here, but by God, it's a place everyone needs to come and have a look at. Because it's a part of Australia not many people get to actually see. And you do feel privileged to be out here and be able to enjoy it. The stillness, the quiet. The only noise at the moment is just the wind. It is just spectacular, and the sun's setting over here over the mountain. If I come up here in 12 hours time, I'll probably be able to see the sun rise. But I think it'll be a bit too cold for that. It is just beautiful. We've just left Tibooburra, heading for Cameron's Corner. It's another beautiful morning. Rode out through hills, similar to where we were yesterday. It's changing all the time.
about that. Sitting here waiting for the BMW again, as I tend to do. I tell you this, I mean, oh, look, really, these roads here at the moment, I tell you, I could do it on my road bike. They're just so hard packed, so much traffic over the last couple of weeks, so not really that much of a big deal in terms of surface conditions, but it's pretty rough. So the suspension on this thing's obviously paying for itself here. And how is that countryside? Wow. Seriously, didn't see me. That's freaking hilarious. That's hilarious. I'm waiting for him to turn. Oh dear. He's gone. Oh dear. Alright, okay. Well, I'll go catch up and show him on the video that he just rode straight past me. No problems. All good, mate. Anyway, it's no big deal. It's just funny, that's all. Set up a flare, maybe. Oh, here comes another car, so we're going for that. Happens. Yeah, just watch out for that big red bike on the hill. Oh, what big red bike? I'll wait here for Barry. Because on the other side of this hill is the gate, and I want him to open the gate. Here he comes. Yeah, this is the South Australian New South Wales border. I'm going to go read these signs because last time I came up here, all drivers driving along the dog fence. It is illegal. For safety of workforce, public travelling on fence road is prohibited. Wild dog fence board vehicles only pass this point. Well, I went up there and I took a photo last time. Thanks for getting the gate, mate. Welcome to South Australia. Here we are. And then welcome to New South Wales. That's the state border. And I let Barry do the gate. Good job, Barry. Welcome to South Australia. won't go in this time because there's people watching. Here we are, I don't know if you can see that. Turn that off. We are at Cameron Corner. That line there, oh, you can't see, there's too much stuff going on. We are here.
Well, we've made it here to Cameron's Corner, which was the first corner on our 3 corners trip that we were going to do. I don't know if we're going to get to the other 2, we'll just have to wait and see. But since I'm at Cameron's Corner, I'll do the traditional walk around the 3 states. So we're actually on the border of New South Wales and Queensland, of South Australia and New South Wales here at the moment. So I'm walking into New South Wales, out into New South Wales into Queensland, and out of Queensland back into South Australia again. I'm sure everybody's done that, but it's nice to actually get here and see the place. The run up over the dunes has been really, really nice. Just the red in the sand is quite amazing, and it's not too bad to ride in. I mean, we've been on actually a hard-packed road, but you can actually see I'm on the rabbit fence here now, rabbit and dog fence. You can see how red the soil is. It's just spectacular. But that's where it all starts and finishes, at Cameron's Corner. Great little spot. Nice to say I've been here. Well, here we are, our first little camp in the desert. We're at a little place called Murti, which is about 100 k's out from Cameron's Corner, heading up towards Inaminka. I've got a little tent set up. Just enough little room in there for my sleeping bag. I've got my inflatable mattress on top of a bit of foam because the inflatable mattress wasn't real good. I've got a -5 wolf sleeping bag that I hope is going to keep me warm. And there's just a little bit of room here to keep my boots in overnight. And hopefully it'll all be snug as a bug. Neil's over there and Stevie's just over here. We're going to go and collect some firewood. Obviously have a fire right there. We've been coming through some sand here today and the bike's handled it really, really well. So looking forward to tomorrow. Road's only about 100 metres that way. We're in between a couple of sand dunes here. You can see there's a sand dune there, and we've crossed quite a few today, and it's been really nice going up and over them. So looking forward to tomorrow. We're going to hopefully see how we go, but we're going to hopefully get through to Birdsville tomorrow. All going well. How good's that? Middle of the desert. Got a great fire going. Well, this is what's obviously this part of the stony desert. We've come up a track called the Walker Track, and we shouldn't have taken this track, but anyway, it's bloody hard work on one of these big bikes. It's good in places, other places it's just been out of control. But the country out here is beautiful. I mean, it just keeps changing. I know I've said this over and over, but it just keeps changing all the time. From here in, we've only got about another 30 k's before we pick up the Birdsville track. You can see where we are here. We've come up this green line through here, and all those little squiggly lines you can see there, they're all sand dunes. So we're going to come along to here, turn left, then we'll head along the Birdsville track. It's cold, it's quite he's parked. Well, that's how far we got up on our first attempt. So far so good, but we'll have to give it another shot. Well, just got to pop a big red. Wasn't sure we'd get there. Had 2 attempts, come off at 1. I'm absolutely exhausted. Bike's blowing a little bit of smoke from laying on its side. Well, I took a bit of a rest. But this will give you a bit of an idea where we had to come up. It's quite a track and it's very soft. It's very loose. Where do you get up here? Stepped off from the bike, fell over here. There's Stevie got up here a second ago as well. We all had 2 attempts. Except Neil only had 2, yeah. Andrew with the KLR, cheapest bike in the lot, made it up. 1 go. I think it's got something to do with the weight. But good achievement to have under the belt, because I tell you what, I was shitting myself at the bottom. I don't know, I was thinking, do I don't have a crack at this. When I fell off the first time, I didn't hurt myself. It's a very soft landing in the sand. Although I doubt we'll have a crack. I should pick this one off. This is about as far west as we're going to go on this trip. We're going to go out the Poker Corner, which means we're going to do a whole lot of sand dunes, and it's hard work. Yeah, 300 more sand dunes to get the Popal, but not quite as big as this. He's up and over it. He's all crossed up. Good on you, matey. Over he goes. Here's Neil going off the last kilometre and a bit to Haddon Corner. The flies here are unbelievable. Probably hear them buzzing along. I bought one of those fly veil things, and the best thing I invested in. There goes Stevie on the big Africa Twin. Should see the flies. Well, we've got as far as about 1.7 k's from Haddon's Corner, and I just didn't feel like doing a dune, and possibly two. So I'm staying here. You see the country behind us, it's so open. It's brilliant. But the flies are fierce, Jesus. Well, I'm just going to sit here and wait for the guys to come back from the last little leg out to Haddon Corner, I should say. I'm just sitting here down with all my mates, little flies flying around. There's bloody hundreds of them here. In the shade of my bike. Got my sunscreen on, got plenty of water. And once you get out of the sun, the actual breeze is quite cooling. It's lovely. It's been a southerly blowing most of the day, so it's been good as we've been coming along the dirt roads. It's blown the dust out of the way fairly quickly, so you can sort of keep one another in sight. It's actually a little disconcerting when you're riding along in such a remote area, and you've got to have such a gap between us that we actually get out of sight of one another. And particularly on this section of the trip where we're going from Birdsville to Windora, we haven't got enough fuel on board to turn around and go back if one of us doesn't turn up, so it poses a bit of a problem. But we have tried to keep one another in sight as much as we can, but it's where we are here now, it's going to be a push to have enough fuel to get into Windora as it is. So I didn't particularly want to go chewing up more fuel going over these sand dunes. And plus I'm not that keen to see a stump in the ground anyway. But anyway, it would have been nice to have got there, but when we do it next year in the four-wheel drive, I think that'll be the time to come out here and have a look. It's just beautiful out here. The desert's just amazing, it really is. So much more than what I thought it would be. I was actually expecting it was going to be a lot of repetitive scenery. In some ways it is, but it's not. It's even just between each sand dune, you go over even when it's sealed, coming out of Birdsville, you'll go over the top of these sand dunes, and there's just thousands and thousands of acres open up before your eyes, and it's just magnificent. It's beautiful. I've said it before and I'll say it again, it feels like a real privilege to be out here and seeing this part of Australia. It's great. So glad we came out. Here comes the beamer. He's going, are you going? Come on over the top. Hey, good on you, Neil. Keep it going, keep it going, keep it going, keep it going. Hey. Hard work?
Oh, you made the right choice, man.
Is that right?
Holy fuck.
Yeah. What's that, only the one other dune? Just the one other dune, or
Hey?
only one more dune over this?
Yeah, not as big as that.
Yeah, okay.
But I still fell off it on the way back.
Okay.
Got stuck. I managed to pick it up by myself though.
Oh, okay.
That's good.
Piece of cake, look at that.
Surprised I can find it. Hey, mate.
How was it, Stevie?
Oh, it'll be worth it tomorrow.
Okay.
I'll be glad. I'll be able to say I'm glad I did it.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. But it wasn't worth it.
It wasn't worth it.
Ah, well.
Dropping a few PSI would have been good,
Yeah.
but we made it.
You made it, that's the main thing.
about 70 kilometres in off the road to this place. And tonight we're dining on honey soy chicken. It's gluten-free, so I shouldn't have an upset tummy in the morning, which will be handy around here because it's a long way to the toilet from here. So I've got a little burner stove here going, a little jet oil. Doing a great job. Come through a place called Yaraka today, and went to a place called Mount Slocum. It was just gorgeous up there. The views are spectacular. We've already got some footage of that. But it's been a great day. We've only been pottering along at around about 90 k's an hour out in the outback road. Some of it's bitumen, some of it's dirt, and the dirt sections are really, really good. It was all black soil coming in here today, so God help us if we get any rain tonight, but there's none forecast, so we should be good for that. So it's about, I think it's 113 k's into Blackall from here, and we've got plenty of fuel on the bike, so we're going to have our dinner, get our campfire going, and chill out and finish off half a bottle of Merlot with a bit of luck. How's the ride been, mate? Awesome? Yeah. Some good spots out there, eh?
Get on your bike and get out there.
Yeah. And for all you people that don't ride bikes, go and buy a bike and get out there. Well, we're in Idalia National Park and we've done a walk up along what they call this thing called Wave Rock. It doesn't really look like a wave, but it's quite a nice spot. That's it, yeah. Oh, maybe this is the wave part actually. Yeah, I think that's it. It's around this side. Isn't it weird how it just drops off like that?
All right. Sorry, mate.